Hi, good morning. I am coming to you live from Kansas, like I said in Twitter just a while ago. The sun isn't quite up yet, so it's in that we're still in that pre-dawn early light where it's not quite nighttime anymore, but we don't have the full brilliance of daylight yet either. And I wanted to come on here. I wanted to come on here and just I felt moved. I felt inspired to share a message this morning. I often have messages for people. I don't know who it's for, but I do believe when these messages come to us, it is our duty to share them with the world, so to speak. And even if it just helps and encourages that one person who needs to hear this one word at this one very moment in time, then so be it. We will have fulfilled our purpose in life for that day, for that moment in time. So there it is. I mean, and it happens to all of us. It may not necessarily mean you have to share on social media, although that is a efficient and effective means of reaching many people. Sometimes it just means in your personal sphere, you share those around you, your coworkers, your neighbor, something like that. But we all get things that come to us that are meant to go through us from the universe. That's why we're all here on this planet together. So if you'll just bear with me for the next few moments, and I just wanted to expand on some of the thoughts that I have shared on the Twitter and Facebook this morning. I'm looking around and there's gray, cloudy skies. It's a fairly dreary day, but I'm not going to allow that to affect my mood. So much of our mood, our mindset, and how we react to things, we just think is out of our control, when in reality, how we react to things is entirely our control. We cannot control what is happening around us, what is done to us. All we can control is how we react to things. It sounds simple, but it's something we ought to really take to heart, because so often we're just on autopilot and we don't choose our reactions. We just react. But when we exercise the power of choice, the outcome can be so greatly affected in our favor simply by choosing how to react, or sometimes choosing even not to react. I know it sounds a bit vague, but if you really think about it, you can apply this to different situations and scenarios that come across in your life. For those of you who have been following me closely, of course, hopefully the volume is going out well. I'm always, a bit trepidatious about doing these live things on the cell phone. I've traveled so much, I know not to believe the readout of the signal, because it shows you have full bars, sometimes it fakes you out. You don't really have full bars. I've been in conversations, they're all choppy, they drop, the data's not there, and doing these live podcasts, it requires a lot of bandwidth, and so I'm always nervous. I could just be talking to myself, the recording could be crappy, the volume could be non-existent. And I really should be recording these and uploading them later. But no, this is live Wednesday morning. East Coast time is 7:50 right now. But of course, I am in the central time zone. But getting back to the message. So for those of you who've been following me closely, you know that I have been on a barnstorming tour all across the country. Well over 10,000 miles at this point, by air, by ground. I've been in the Rocky Mountains. I've been in the Midwest. I've been on the West Coast. I'm back in the Midwest. I've been all over. I've been in Baltimore, my home, in the past month and a half. I probably spent less than a week total in Baltimore. Not all at once. A day or two back here and there. But it's been very fascinating and very educational, very informative to spend this much time on the ground in different regions of the country, and just seeing the differences that we have in this great country of ours. But let me get back on message, because, I could talk all day, and that's probably not why you're listening to this. So, during these travels, it hasn't been without its challenges, various challenges in various forms. And one of the biggest ones that's hit me was some family challenges I'm having with my teenager, And these things happen in life, but you got to realize that, if you're not running across challenges, if storms aren't coming your way, it's probably because you're dead. I mean, there's no such thing as a human existence without challenges coming your way, but you have to actually realize that there's no challenge, there's no hardship, there's no adversity that can match the power of the human will. You have to decide inside of yourself, you know what, this is rough, this is tough. Man, this sucks. I don't know how I'm going to get through this, but no matter how bad it is, no matter how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. You have to tell yourself that, literally, multiple times even. Even when it still doesn't look clear, you still don't know how you're going to make it. You tell yourself, I'm going to make it. And if you talk to anyone that's overcome tremendous challenge, insurmountable odds, they will tell you that even though that thoughts like that is what sustained them through the darkest hours, through when it didn't look like they would make it. They didn't know how, but they decided in themselves, somehow, some way, they're going to make it. And that's how they made it. Of course, faith plays a big part in this. But part of faith is belief. You know, I don't believe in hope. Hope is like begging. I believe in faith. There's a difference. I don't hope. Hope is kind of halfway wishy-washy. I have faith. This is going to work. Somehow, some way, this is going to work out. I don't hope it's going to work out. I know it's going to work out. So we all have these painful moments in our life. I mean, anyone who's a parent to teenagers knows the challenges that it can be. Oh my gosh. I'm not going to get into the details, you know, for the sake of the privacy of my teenager, but my God, man, you know, sometimes you wonder, is this what parenting is supposed to be like? Is it supposed to hurt this bad? Is it supposed to be this painful? And all this while I'm in the midst of this barnstorming tour. I'm meeting and greeting folks and lecturing here and there, talking, doing all kinds of work. And you know, this thing is just tearing me apart inside. And I just thought to myself, you know, well, how am I handling this, and how am I able to carry on and not allow this to compromise the service that I render to the folks that are, you know, paying me good money to render them service. And ultimately, like I said, we have to decide that even though we can't always see all the answers before us, we're determined that somehow, some way, it's going to work out. The Lord will make a way, however you want to term it or word it, but you have to. It sounds simple, but it doesn't, the application isn't always so. It takes a determined effort on our part to push through the pain, like I entitled the message. So for those of you tuning in who may have not read the simple message, here it is in my words, in my voice. I said, good morning from Kansas. Today is already a good day. And it really is. It really is. If you woke up, you're not in a pine box or whatever the casket may be made of, it's already a good day. Seriously. Because, you know, lots of people did not wake up today. Sounds cliche, but it's so true. So you're alive. That's good. Let's start with that. You have eyesight enough to read, if you read it on Twitter or Facebook, hey, that's great. Lots of people are losing their vision every day, including yours truly. I've had tremendous vision troubles and challenges most of my life. And recently, you know, there's been some scares. Just a genetic thing. My brother has some tremendous eyesight challenges, and so does my father. So, you know, it's one of those things. But if you have eyesight enough to read this, hey, that's great. Be happy. It's more than a lot of people have. It really is. You have airsight. You have hearing to hear what I'm saying. Hey, it's good. Sometimes you have to count the little things and realize how blessed and how fortunate you truly are. You have the presence of mind that this isn't just gibberish to you, but these words make sense as you hear them, as you read them. So don't take these little things for granted. Okay? For many people, it's not a reality. And you know what? One day, it's going to end for all of us anyhow. No one gets out of here alive. So, you know, live today like you mean it. Live life on purpose, not just because another day has flipped over in the calendar. Any moment, any day could very well be our last on this earth. And, you know, for each one of us, one day it will be. So live while you're alive. Let go of negativity. Let go of small thinking. Do not place limits on yourself and your capabilities. Embrace your inner greatness. Expand your consciousness. Like I said, today is a good day, but it's up to you and your choices. You can make it. a great day. I'm James MacArthur. Thank you for listening.